Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Rachel here with all things anti-aging, beauty, growing old gracefully, etc. Sorry I've been away for a while. I have had to take a job because obviously we all had to go back to work. So I went back to work. So I've been kind of busy with my skincare, busy with work, busy with post offices who are not sending my creams and stuff out in time, as a lot of you would notice. I've had some broken packages returned from the UK, from couriers who just can't seem to deliver to the UK. They seem to have no problem with Canada and the States, but not the UK. So I'm back. This time I wanted to do part 2 of the menopause. Do excuse me, I'm drying my hair and I'm having a skin pamper day, as I do on Sundays, if I'm not going out. And of course I'm not going to, because the weather is crap. So I wanted to get into this again. I know the last time we were here I was speaking about the psychological effects more, which are tough. I'm grateful to say that sharing that with you, and then all your really kind remarks, private messages, even phone calls from family and stuff, just supporting and saying, look, we've all been through this, we know what you're doing, we know what you're going through, or have been through, because I feel like I'm coming out the other end of it now. It really kind of put it into perspective for me. So, because I think sometimes you think you're the only one going through that. You're the only one who's going mad, the only one who's getting stressed, the only one who has the anxiety, the only one who has the depression, the only, because when you've never had mental health issues and suddenly this is on you, you're going, what's going wrong with me? Am I going mad in my old age? The answer is yes, but not in that way. So I looked up, just as a plain old Google search listing, to see what the symptoms of menopause are. And I have them here. Okay, according to some man somewhere, I've no doubt, because the list is quite short. So irregular periods, well, duh, we knew that one, right? So irregular periods can actually mean if you've never had a regular period, suddenly becoming regular. So it's any change in what was normally your period. Say for argument's sake, I know my date was 24 days. I never got away with 28 days, unfortunately. It was always 24 days. And suddenly my period stretched to 28 days. And I went, God, this is great. This was kind of late 30s, early 40s. And then it switched to 30 days. And then it went right back to 24 days. And then it went back up again to 28 days. So it started sticking at 28 days. Excuse me. And I would get kind of one period that would be quite normal. I've always had very light periods, very little trouble, very little pain, thank God. Very little breast tenderness, very little symptoms, and my ex-husband would always say, you're one of the few women I know where, I can't tell because your mood doesn't change. I made up for it in menopause. I got a whole lot of hormones that I should have had for years in my menopause. So I became an absolute nut job, like I would kill you. Like I was like something from the East End, like one of those gangsters, I will fuck you up if you don't sort my phone bill out, so pardon my French, but that's what I was like, So the irregular periods, so any change to your periods, that's any change at all, just be on the lookout for at the kind of 40 plus really age bracket, because it can happen at any stage, okay? So we know that. So it's getting heavier, getting lighter, getting more frequent, or becoming suddenly very regular and very light, and perfect. That's a change. It's not normally what you do. Vaginal dryness, yes, we've all seen the adverts on English television. I'm so glad they don't put them on Irish television. I only get to see them when I'm on holidays up the north or somewhere where there's English adverts, and I go, oh, Jesus. In between the funeral, pay your funeral ads, and the insurance ads in case you get sick, comes vaginal dryness, and you're like, how bad can aging be? The vaginal dryness, thankfully I was kind of lucky. I got a little, but it wasn't really major. I was very lucky. But the little bit I had for, I think it was about 6 months, I had a little, oh my God, yeah, I would not have liked it longer than that, and mine wasn't very bad. It wasn't incredibly dry. But I did just use the gel for those 6 months, and then it just seemed to rectify itself. Instead I got the crazies, I got the East End gangster kind of bit. So I got the crazies, and I got also anxiety from it. So that was my hot flashes and my cold chills. We'll get to those in a moment. Hot flashes is the next one, and then they list chills after it. So yes, you do get chills. It's one that I actually found is just on this site. It's not on a lot of sites, but they are updating as women are reporting more symptoms, and as we're speaking more openly about it, because it's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. Like, I've seen men go, oh, or women go, oh, when I say menopause, and I'm going, oh, grow up. Like, how old are you? Grow up. We go through it. It's like saying pregnancy and going, oh, you know, she's pregnant. It's the same thing. It's a process that happens to a woman's body. So, I mean, if a man said, you know, oh my God, like, you know, yeah, I'm having to go for, you know, prostate exam, we wouldn't say anything. We'd go, oh God, like, I hope everything goes well. But of course, as women, we get a different view of things. The hot flashes I get still if I'm not hydrated enough. That's what I've kind of copped is the key to this. So I would say to you, really, 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 once you hit that menopause and you know your periods have stopped, or you start getting those hot flashes, lots and lots and lots and lots of water. I mean, you nearly need to be overhydrated. I find that if I hadn't had water all day and I sit down for a Friday for a glass of wine, I get the hot flash, right? I find if I'm driving home from work and I haven't drank enough water during the day, I get the hot flash when I get in the car, whether I'm turning on the air conditioning or not. It's just because I'm in a closed quarters with a different temperature, I get the hot flash, okay? So for me, I found hydration and diet. I only got these when I became overweight. So up until about January 2019, I was actually my ideal weight and I was perfectly fine. And the menopause was hitting in hard. There was, you know, my own issues with life in Ireland as well, etc. going on. And, you know, and having to date from the pool of boys, because they're not men, in Ireland. Sorry guys, but Jesus, come on. Anyway, that kind of all just, I've had a really, really tough 2 years, but particularly the last year and a half. As I said, coming out the other side of it now. But I did notice with the hot flash, it was when I put on weight, I got them more. So when I put on weight or drank alcohol, I got them more. So stay hydrated, get the good diet. That's what I'm doing at the moment, and I think I've had about 2 in the last week, which was brilliant because I was probably having 2 or more in a day. So the hot flashes are something we all know about. Night sweats. Yes, I've been getting night sweats. Not so much now. I was getting night sweats for about 1.5 years before I went into menopause. I was getting really, really bad night sweats, and I remember Nick saying to me, I think you were having bad dreams, you were so sweaty last night. Of course I went, yes, I was having terrible dreams. Oh, come here, let me hold you. Yes, I'm not a menopausal woman. It's amazing how vain we actually are, us women. I know, it's all of us, you know. But so the night sweats are something, again, I didn't find any solution for them. I took sage and everything else. You have to ride them out, that's it. I got it by buying, I tricked it by buying nighties, very slippy little nighties from Pennies. They're €8 a piece, they're great. And that was it, and just getting a lighter duvet and a lighter blankets and everything else. And I do a system of layering now. I have a sheet, a comforter, and then a duvet over a top, so that I can pull back layers. The comforter is very light and very thin, but it's very warm, so I can pull them back and forth as cold or hot as I get in the middle of the night. That's the solution, okay? The chills. Nobody warned me about the chills, and I would wake up in the middle of the night and my back would be freezing. I'd kind of feel like somebody was walking over my grave continually. Like, not just like, you know, feeling normal cold in your back, but you knew it was cold from inside, not cold in the room, but cold from inside. So my solution was to sleep with a pillow at my back as well, turned on its side, but I would still have to wake during the night and actually turn that pillow or cozy back into it. So again, I haven't found a solution for that. Sage didn't work. I don't know what works. You just have to ride that one out as well. Sorry, I wish there was something that they would do for us ladies. Sleep problems. Yes, I experience sleep problems, but I only experienced them when I was going through periods of stress. So, which I'd never done before. Like the night before my wedding, I was in bed and all by like 10, 11 o'clock, and I was fast asleep till the following morning. I've never had problems sleeping with stress before. I'd always pretty much live my life in stress because I'm not a millionaire. So I would never have problem with stress before, or stress making me sleep or not sleep. I did with menopause, the slightest bit of stress, and I was up at, you know, what they call it, I can't remember what they call it, but it's frequent urination throughout the night, so I get up to pee 2-3 times a night. I initially thought diabetes, went and got checked, and no, you haven't, it's a menopausal symptom. So again, nothing I could do for that, really, sleep problems. I felt when I was awake, the best thing to do was just go right, I'll get something done, or I'll read a book and it will put me back to sleep. So that was that. Where are we now? Because there's lots of them. Mood changes. I'm not going to talk anymore about them. Yes, you're crying one minute, laughing the next, depressed the following, delighted. You're all over the place, and allow yourself to be all over the place, and don't feel ashamed of it or regret it afterwards. I know I came home from a couple of days where I was out sorting bills out or whatever, and I'd shouted at somebody or something, and I'd come home and go, God, what am I doing? I'd feel so bad. That poor girl, what's happening with me? What's wrong with me? And what I had to learn to do was going, it's not you, it's the menopause. So do you know what? You're just going to have to breathe and ride this shit out, and try not to kill anybody in the process. I'm so glad I didn't see any exes. I was going through those moments, because I would have killed one in particular. Weight gain and slowed metabolism. Yes. Now, the weight gain definitely does happen, of course. We're getting older. We get that, what they call middle age spread. I hope it's middle age, because then I live to 100. Hey. But you do get the weight problems, okay? I've gotten them. It does particularly happen on the stomach, and it isn't as easy to shift it, okay? But you also get this lethargic kind of, you get a bit more, I think it's the whole slowing down of you're going into a second phase of life, and I don't know whether anybody can relate to this, but you're feeling, I just can't be arsed, like I just want comfort around me now. I don't really want to be standing in a nightclub in high heels. I don't want to be going out to dinner with 50 people. I'd rather go to dinner with 2 or 3. It's just, I think it's a natural progression that happens anyway, that you just want quiet time or solitude a bit more, or just, I don't know, less stress. So you tend to kind of get a little bit more couch friendly, if I can put it that way, couch friendly, and you tend to want to sit in and watch on Netflix. And this COVID thing did not help. I put on about a stone in this COVID. I'm a half a stone down since I last spoke to you. I do hope you notice it. No, probably not anyway, but it's okay. If you do, please comment below and tell me, because I'm desperate for affirmation and acknowledgement of my weight loss, my tiny weight loss compared to where I have to go. So mood changes, yeah, I told you about those the last time. Weight gain, and slowed metabolism. The slowed metabolism is a debatable one, because not every woman, I've known women who have actually lost weight after menopause, and they were always very curvy women, but after menopause they lost weight. So that can swing depending on your metabolism and depending on what's going on. I am going to get tested for Hashimoto's at the moment, because my brother has Hashimoto's, and they do say that is hereditary. So I want to just check that so I can rule that out and go, yes, you're just a fat middle-aged woman who's gone through menopause, as opposed to you've got something that's solvable and could make you look a bit better. But I am taking up my swimming again. I've been swimming twice this week, and I'm going every day for 5 days next week, and that's my plan. So because I have a little holiday booked, I'll tell you about that in a moment. Thinning hair and dry skin. Well, we all know that one. You can see mine here. You can see my line used to be about here. I was much heavier. It is thinning. I am working on a solution at the moment, which involves grapefruit and rice and things like that. But I'm not going to bring it to you unless it actually works, because it's just wasting your time then, giving you false hope that this is going to make your hair fabulously thick and all the rest of it. So I'm working on that at the moment. I'm also working with a company to maybe import some hair growth serum of some sort. So it's not something that particularly bothers me. Because let's face it, the weight, the chills, the hot flashes, everything else, there's a lot more worse things. I'm blessed I have a thick head of hair anyway, so it covers and it's fine and it's grand. But the thinning of the hair does happen. Dry skin, definitely. I can feel now lately, I was always very oily because I have an olive skin. So I always felt very, I could feel the oils in my skin naturally on my arm. Now I'm looking at my arm, feels very dry. And there's certain angles I'm going, ooh, what's going on there? It's creepy. And it's literally crepey skin. And I'm freaking out. So I have started using a more pH balanced body wash, which I'll be discussing next week. I'm trialling this at the moment. And I have a fabulous body cream, that lovely Elizabeth Arden, the honey and, can't remember. But I'll bring it to you. I'll do it again when I'm doing the whole body care. So I'll bring that to you. So that is something you will notice as well. Okay, so dry skin. Loss of breast fullness. Yeah. Well, for me, I've got huge breasts. I've always had huge breasts. Even when I'm my very slim, perfect ideal weight, I'm usually a D cup. A double D to maybe even a G. So I'm usually big. At the moment, I'm very big. But I never, I think when I was maybe 20s, before I got pregnant, I was a C cup. That's the last time it's been it. I've got a fly going around there. Go away. Pesky. Pesky fly. They're everywhere these days in summer. So they also have down here just a little addition which I'll read. Symptoms including changes in menstruation are different for every woman. Most likely experience some irregularity in your periods before they end. Skipping periods due to perimenopause is common and expected. Often menstrual periods will skip a month, return, or skip several months and start cycles again for a few months. So that was where I was panicked, because I actually wanted this menopause over and done with, because I think I'd just got sick of the perimenopausal stage. It's where you have basically all the symptoms of menopause, but you haven't got rid of the bloody periods. Pardon the pun. I thought I didn't know it. I wanted rid of it. So that was a good one for me. So again, watch the changes in your periods. That's the first indicator that I saw, because suddenly my periods, I had longer in between my periods, and that kind of went, okay. Lots of breast fullness, you certainly do. They start to sag. Okay, I'm going to give you a tip I used to get through it, because obviously with my stroke 2 years ago, I couldn't use hormone replacement. So what I stuck to was Menopause. So I bought the Menopause, it's the original, and I would take 2 of those a day. It does only say 1 a day, but I think it's more for perimenopausal women, and it's more for, I think, somebody who maybe had less symptoms. I had all of the above, to lesser or greater extents, I had those. So I used to take 2 of those a day. Now I've gone to the 50 plus. And again, it's 2 different types of tablets and you just take them. So Menopause, I would recommend. It was how I got through it. It was the only thing I could take was herbal remedies. Yes, I took sage. If you find sage great, brilliant, go for it. I didn't. I know if you go Northern Ireland, you can get black cohosh. Black cohosh, believe it or not, is banned in Ireland. It is now a prescription medication, much like St. John's wort, which is hilarious because St. John's wort plant grows profusely in Ireland and you can actually make your own tincture out of it. It's very easy. So I might actually do a video on that at some stage, because it's the cheapest thing you can make. So cheap, it requires a bottle of vodka, that's it. And you can make this tincture and you don't actually need the St. John's wort tablets. You can actually do it with the tincture. So there's a lot of stuff like the black cohosh that could have helped, but it's not available in Ireland. And when I was out of the country, I just never got to get it. And I got used to taking the Menopause, and I found the Menopause great, and certainly I found the Menopause great for the skin. So that it was really good for the skin. I didn't waste my time with skin, hair, nails combos, because they weren't specifically targeted at menopause. So there you go, ladies. That's some of the symptoms. You probably have your own individualized symptoms too for menopause. Do let me know in the comments below in the little box. Tell me what you're going through, what you've gone through, if it's something different, if you've had some weird symptom that I haven't mentioned now. Remember, when you're going through menopause, nothing is weird. Everything is weird. Everything is weird. You're just going through this unbelievable roller coaster. And what's kind of kept me sane is you guys, my family as well. I absolutely love them. My kids are amazing. They were so good to me, even when I was having those moments. They stood in the shops beside me while I screamed at poor defenseless sales assistants. They stood by me the whole time. So it's one of those things that none of it is weird. All of it is weird. It's an amazing, weird, crazy time. I have felt, and that's probably why I didn't record another video for a while, I felt I was coming out of it. And when we last spoke, I felt I let it all out. And I actually cried for about 2 hours after that video. I really did. And every time I saw your comments over the next few days, I'd be like, oh God, people are so lovely. And I just was starting again. But it was cathartic. It was really, really cathartic. And then I just kind of pulled myself up by the bootstraps and said, right, girl, you know something? You have to go get a new job, because, I was made unemployed because of COVID and stuff. So you got to go get a new job. You got to go get your shit together, and you got to lose this weight. My family, my 2 wonderful kids, and my son's boyfriend Sebe. Hello, Sebastian. I love my kids. They're fantastic. They all pitched in together. I was supposed to go to New York for my 50th birthday. Of course, we've been made, COVID had been made redundant. That didn't happen. They have booked New York for the 16th of October for me. So fingers crossed that we get the flight and that they don't cancel the flights or anything on us. They've booked it and paid for me, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so delighted. So I'm saving for that at the moment. So I really had a crazy mental June. Like, I mean, crazy, because starting a new job, getting used to this, it's mental, it's great, and it's lovely because I'm working with cars again. So, because I'm such a tomboy, I come from construction and I go to cars, and then I'm so girly as well. I'm a conundrum. I'm a middle-aged menopausal conundrum. That's what I am. So I want to hear from you. If you have any symptoms that you think are unusual, that you think, is anybody else going through this? Do, please. And I love when you interact together and help each other. It's really great. So I want to say a huge thank you to all you absolutely amazing ladies who wrote to me, messaged me, and to family and friends that I know who called me and had no idea I was going through this, because I kind of, like all of us ladies, we try and keep it to ourselves. And without you guys out there, I really would be lost. I'm so happy to be making these videos again. I finally have a routine now where I can come into my studio, aka my cabin at the side, the shed basically, and make these videos and get them back out to you again. So we will be having some amazing videos over the coming weeks. Tonight's one is obviously the menopause one. There will be one next week. I don't know what topic I'm going to do it on yet, because I'm only back and I haven't got my notebook in front of me. So prepared. And my filming schedule is empty. I have a thing on the wall here, if you can see, that has my filming schedule. So that's empty because I obviously erased it because I was filming other videos and have not filled it back in yet. I was going to write it all down. So I'll be back with you soon. I'll keep you updated on the body care video as well. There'll be lots of other stuff coming. So thank you, as always, for your tremendous support. Everyone out there, stay safe, stay healthy, and remember, be beautiful. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting.